Sauna Sisters podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal, health or professional advice. Thank you for listening.
Hello and welcome to the Sauna Sisters podcast. And we're here at the beautiful Quay Sauna and Lake in Mitchett. You can see behind us. And this podcast grew out of something really very simple. After many sauna sessions and cold water swims, we found ourselves having long, honest conversations with some incredible women. And every menopause journey was different. And we discussed, ways that people had found things that helped them, that didn't help, things they were trying to figure out. And these conversations inspired us to start this podcast.
Hi, I'm Jen.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the
Sauna
Sauna Sisters. So as Sarah said, we met open water swimming in this very lake and then have had lengthy conversations in the sauna about all sorts of things health and well-being related. We've discussed cold water therapy, hot and cold therapy, nutrition, exercise, mindfulness, meditation, energy healing. And we're still trying to figure out what it is that works and doesn't work for us. And alongside all of that, we are of course going through the menopause ourselves. So this podcast is going to be a space where we can talk really openly about women's health and share experiences and explore the many ways that we can try and help ourselves in healthy and practical ways. Also, each episode we'll be inviting on an expert in their field to discuss what they do to help themselves and the women that they work with.
So whether you're listening after a swim, or on a dog walk, or you're just taking a little bit of time for yourself, we're really glad you're here. So we had better introduce ourselves. So Jen, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Absolutely. So I am Jen. I have been a Pilates teacher for nearly 20 years working in my local community. In more recent times, I've also become a massage therapist, a Reiki practitioner, and also a sound healer. And I do all of this at my wellbeing hub, which is based in Church Crookenfleet, Hampshire.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
And has your menopause journey actually changed how you, do your treatments and your classes?
Yeah, it very much has. Through my own journey into menopause and starting to have very open and honest conversations with other women that are going through the same journey, but most definitely not the same symptoms or experiences, is that this area is very misunderstood, not very well supported. So I like to definitely open up spaces that are exclusively for women to come and be 100% honest about how they're feeling at any given moment and access things that can make them navigate it with a little bit more ease, a little bit more clarity and peace of mind.
Really good. I think that's what's needed, isn't it? I think for women to have that safe space,
definitely,
to know that they can go, they can actually talk about it. They know that other women are going through it, and just have that sort of peace when they go to a class.
Absolutely, and understand that whilst I said already we are all going through the menopause, that can look so different for everybody else. And so to hear other people's experiences, and then equally if someone says that they're experiencing something, you go, oh my gosh, me too. It makes you feel a little bit like I just thought I was going mad.
It just makes you feel that you're not alone.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
because I think that
we're in it together.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about these things. We think we are the only one that's having these problems.
Yeah.
And actually we're not.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So that's where I'm coming from. Is
that's
just
really nice.
Opening up the dialogue, opening up the space, and trying to just have a community of support and understanding to help us all get through it.
That's great. That's lovely.
Yeah. So Sarah, what are you up to?
So I am a nutritional therapist, and I really work with women who are going through menopause, who are suffering really badly with fatigue and brain fog and memory loss, and just helping them actually get to the root cause of what's causing this severe symptoms, because not everybody gets this, as we've just said. Everybody's journey is different, and so that's what I do, and I think the reason I got into this was actually because I suffered from all of those things, and really didn't get any help from my doctor. I was told it's just menopause, it will pass. And actually I decided I couldn't wait for it to pass. I couldn't not be doing stuff, you know. It got to the point where I was doing all this investigation for myself, and decided to retrain, and that's how I got into becoming a nutritional therapist.
That's amazing that menopausal journey for you has literally changed what you do.
Completely changed
phenomenal.
from finance to nutritional therapy. But and
I mean, it's interesting what you say about this fatigue and the memory loss and brain fog, because a lot of my first symptoms were all associated with those as well, and I got some really crippling anxiety around doing a job that, as I've said, I'd already done for years and years and years, and I really didn't realise what a cognitive impact that, you know, a lack of hormones could do to your body. And I went to the doctor much the same as you, and they're like, oh, it's menopause, slap on a patch and all will be well. But they're not magic patches, and they definitely don't. And you do find yourself suddenly digging into all these areas of research and trying all these things out.
You do. I mean, everybody thinks that the patches and that are a magic thing, but they only actually address certain symptoms. So you have to be very clear about what your symptoms are when you go to the doctor.
Absolutely.
So that they can actually then help you, you know, go down that route. Because they're not a magic pill for every symptom, and there are a lot of symptoms for menopausal women, a lot of which people don't understand. You know, there's things like allergies. You start to become allergic to things that you were never allergic to. And people wonder about, you know, that as well. So and
what I find is because of the lack of understanding and support that women receive, they are becoming very anxious, stressed, they don't understand what's happening. Also, because of hormonal imbalance, they're becoming irritable, and their families don't understand them. So I have a lot of women presenting to me that I just have to help them with ways of calming themselves and, you know, getting a bit of grounding in, a little bit of bringing the central nervous system down, and that in itself can really help to exacerbate some of the other symptoms as well. So because once you're in that vicious cycle of I don't know what's happening, I feel terrible, nobody understands me, then you're not going to be able to move forward.
No, it's this whole overwhelm.
Absolutely.
It just everything builds on top of everything else. And I think that you know, we don't realise it, but actually, if we did take a step back and looked at ourselves, you know, we're of an age where we're caring for elderly parents, we're caring for older children, you know, because children don't necessarily not need you when they become older, and then you're taking a back seat. So actually, we need to take a pause, which we've talked about a lot, Jen and I. And actually look at, you know, what can you actually release, what can you not do that just gives you a little bit more time to yourself to actually, you know, take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, this is the thing.
Yes, and we need to remember as well that taking care of ourselves is fundamental. It's not a luxury, it's not selfish. It's, if you can't look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else. And at the end of the day, we are going through a transition in our body. We have done the part where we have perhaps given birth to children. We've been doing our nurturing and caring role for decades. And it is now we're coming back into ourselves. We're coming into another phase of our womanhood, another phase of our being. We are becoming again. So it is important that you start to nurture and listen to what it is that your body needs going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Nurturing yourself, you know, first. Because as you just said, you can't help anybody else.
No.
You know, if you've not got the energy to do what you want to do. And you know, we're all working women as well. You know, we've not only got families, but we've got, you know, work as well. And you know, for a lot of women, you said about, you know, the anxiety and suddenly realising that actually you couldn't do what you normally do. And this is what a lot of women find in their work. And an awful lot of women actually give up work because they cannot function properly. And we should not be at that point, you know, in this, you know, the 2026 we're in now, and we really need to
empower women in their menopause.
We do. We definitely do.
So enough talking, we're going to go off and have our sauna and dip in a minute, but before we do, tell me about your first sauna experience at Key Sauna.
Well, my first experience was I thought I was a little bit mad actually, because I was having hot flushes, and I thought, what am I doing? Going to go and get in a hot sauna and go for a dip. So yeah, I was a little bit nervous about the first one. But actually I started off with a very small amount of time in the sauna, then in for a dip, then back in. So I have built up my tolerance for the heat over the last sort of year or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of felt I was a little bit crazy to be doing that with hot flushes, but you know, we're good. What about you, Jen?
Well, I've always very much associated saunas along the same lines of like steam rooms and being at the spa, and it's very indulgent and it's a bit of a treat and all those sorts of things. So when I was still, Jen, why don't you come and try the new sauna? I was like, yeah, all right, that sounds like a lovely thing to do. So in again, took it nice and gently, because I'd never done such extreme heat and cold into the open water before. But oh my gosh, it's been life-changing, and now I really don't see it as a treat or an indulgence. It is a fundamental part of me managing my health. We are here every week, once if not twice. So it's really just shifted my mindset on all of these things that we associate with being luxurious and indulgent, with being absolutely necessary ways.
I mean, we come out, don't we, on a Wednesday morning when we have a sauna and dip, and we just feel so alive. You know, we've got this beautiful lake behind us that we just watch the wildlife, you know, and the changing seasons, and it's just it really is mindfulness. You know, you're sitting there and you're just taking in the nature, and that's what we love.
And the rush of endorphins and serotonin with the change in the hot and the cold just really brings my body to life and energizes me and really sets me up for the day. I notice my energy levels are very different having been to the sauna rather than sort of just kind of got up, had a tea, definitely. With the day,
I think I agree with you. I think it's now part of our life, but we do stop in the summer, don't we? We find that there just isn't a big enough difference between the air, the sauna temperature and the water temperature. So we're very much the difference in the cold and the hot is what works for us.
So what also is the craziest piece of nutritional advice you think you've ever heard?
I think when people say to you, oh, just give up sugar, caffeine and alcohol all at the same time.
Yeah, impossible.
And you just go, that, you know, giving up one of those things is really hard, but to actually try and do all of those three things at the same time, I think that was one of the craziest bits of advice.
That's far too much for your body to cope with, isn't it?
Definitely. Well, and your brain, not just your body, your brain trying to deal with that. And what about you? What's the one thing that you recommend to people that you struggle to do yourself?
So I teach a lot of mindfulness and meditation, and I think people think that I'm up every morning sitting on my little cushion with a candle doing some deep breath and meditation, and my life is all zen and wonderful. But I have to admit, I do not meditate every day. Interestingly, it is one of the things that I do notice when I don't do it, so I know it is very valid advice, but I'm very good at telling people to do their mindfulness, their meditation, their breathing, their journaling. But I have to say, sometimes when I get a bit distracted and busy, it does go by the wayside. But I always have to pull my socks up and get back on with it.
I think that just shows that, you know, we're both health professionals, you know, helping menopausal women, but we're not perfect. You know, we struggle as much as the next person, and I think actually one of the reasons again that we wanted to do this was because we wanted to share things, you know, with people, with menopausal women, and you know, just show that, you know, there are little things that you can do that, you know, you might not necessarily think that are that important, but actually can help.
It's putting together a little toolkit, isn't it?
Yeah.
And knowing what tools to use for what job at what time. Definitely. So we hope to give you many more tools to make your toolkit nice and big and accessible. Right, should we get in that sauna?
Yes, get in
Let's
that
get in the
sauna.
sauna. We'll see you around the fire pit. Here we are, round the fire pit after our sauna, feeling lovely and toasty and warm. So we're going to have a little quick fire, round the fire reality check. So Sarah, when you get into the sauna, hot or cold first?
It's hot for me.
Hot first, and
Yeah.
then what do you finish with, hot or cold?
Always a cold.
Oh.
Always a cold.
So what is the one healthy habit you wished you liked but you don't?
Well, as much as I love going into the cold water here, I hate doing cold shower and hot shower.
Oh, yeah.
I just
Doesn't
don't
hit the
like.
same.
No, it doesn't feel the same at all.
And what's your one guilty pleasure?
Oh, it's got to be chocolate.
Chocolate. Yeah,
I love a
it's
bit
got
of
something
chocolate.
about it, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
And what's something that you have started to do in midlife that you never thought you would, but you actually love it?
It's got to be cold water related again because swimming all year round, open water swimming all year round, which I never thought I would be able to do because, you know, as you get older, I think you feel the cold more as well. But yeah, I love swimming all year. So.
And in your role as a nutritional therapist, what is your one healthy tip you would give?
I would say keep hydrated, and you really need to be drinking at least 2 litres of fluids. That can be filtered water, it can be fruit teas, green tea, or coconut water is another good one, because I think we find, especially in the winter, that it's really difficult to drink enough water, and I would definitely say the water.
Good top tip. Let's get drinking that water.
So Jen, over to you.
Okay.
And what is your sauna, hot or cold first?
I always go hot first.
Brilliant. What about when you finish?
Gotta finish on the cold water.
Excellent. What's the one healthy thing that you would like to do, but you find it difficult to do?
Well, in terms of exercise, I've always thought I'd really love to be able to just go out running, but I've tried several times to go out running and it just doesn't agree with me, so won't be running anytime soon.
And what about your guilty pleasure?
It's got to be very similar to yours, actually. It's got to be something, a little sweet treat at the end of the day, a bit of chocolate or a biscuit, so yeah.
And what is the one thing that you didn't think you would be doing in midlife that you do now?
Well, so that all my answers aren't the same as yours. I have become a twitcher in my midlife. I've become much more fascinated with our native birds, and I love looking for them and listening to them and trying to identify their bird song. And of course here at the lake we've been incredibly lucky because we've got the geese, we've got the swans, the coots, the cormorants, even pigeons.
We are extremely lucky here.
It's one thing I didn't think I would ever become was a twitcher.
I think that's brilliant, but again, that's nature related, isn't
Absolutely,
it? It's you know, which is what we're really all about. And so what one bit of your knowledge would you impart to help somebody going through menopause?
I would say take a breathing break. So what I mean by that is if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, maybe you've got that brain fog, the fatigue, or you're just feeling a bit discombobulated about what it is you're supposed to be doing next, just press pause and take some deep breaths. Just slow it down. It's really good at lowering your heart rate, bringing your central nervous system down, and you can just take a moment to try and decide what your next best step is. Breathing is your superpower. It's a real game changer.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, we've talked about this a lot. We did a little series before Christmas, didn't we, on taking a menopause, and that was one of the things, was really just to take a little bit of time for yourself. So thank you, Jen.
Well, if you've heard something from us today, both pre and post sauna, that resonates with you, we hope you can take it forward into your week and even let us know about it, if it's helped you or how you've managed to weave it into your life. But until the next time,
see you in the sauna.
See you in the sauna.
Bye.
Hello, you've been listening to Jen Hansford of Balance and Breathe and Sarah Shrobsall of Sarah Shrobsall Nutrition. We are the Sauna Sisters, and we would like to thank our hosts, Keith Sauna,
our content creators Cole Jackson and Alfie of ATL Studios. Thank you very much for listening, and we hope you'll come back to us soon.